In my lifetime, I've been broke and I've been well off, more or less. And then I've also been nearly everything in between. And I know a lot of different kinds of people in the socioeconomic status in those different kinds of brackets, lower middle class, lower class, and then middle class as well. And I would say even upper middle class to some degree. And yet with all the people I've ever met and with all the people I've ever known, I can say also without a shadow of a doubt that there's not been one single person that hasn't been unique in some way, shape, or form. Every single person that I've met, even the narcissists, even the narcissists have been different in their own different way. And to me, this is a blessing of God's creation, because even though we can exhibit certain behaviors that are very similar, that are very, generally speaking, the same for the most part, we all have different quirks and flaws and things in which we're better than other people. And so that's why I titled this video, "You are more unique and better than any other person I've met and any other person I've known." And I mean this to a large degree to the people that know me, that have been working with me for a while now, or that people that I've seen around town in my own community. They know that there's something different. And it's not just because we are thinking that we're God's chosen people. It's because we actually exhibit the fruits and the results to show that we're different than these other people. Because most people are, like one another. But we are set apart, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason that we are meant to be separate. And remember, in the Bible, it says that God's people are a peculiar people. The chosen ones are peculiar people. And that's exactly what you are. And it doesn't mean that you're going to have everything granted unto you just because, you're chosen, so you're going to just get everything handed to you. In fact, it's the opposite. In my experience, the people that have struggled the most have also been the ones that can endure the most. There's a great line from, it's one of the Rocky movies with his son, I believe, where he's talking to his son and he says, his son is getting upset at Rocky because he has to live in the shadows almost of his name. And Rocky says, well, that's not what I intended for you to do. I wanted you to be your own person and to go out because, that's what you're supposed to do. I didn't want to hurt you. And the son basically says, well, of course, maybe that's not your intention, but that's what it is. That's what's happening. And Rocky gives this very inspiring and motivating speech back to him and basically says, until you start believing in yourself, you're not going to have a life. And that's what I want to encourage everybody to be doing with their lives right now. And whatever it is that you've got going on, you have to believe in yourself. Believe me, today has been a day, okay? And today has been a challenging day. I've been very, very frustrated and angry. And I know that it's spiritual attacks. It may not seem like I'm angry because I'm very calm and collected and cool right now, but earlier I was very, very upset. I woke up from a dream last night. I had several dreams with family and friends, people from my past that have betrayed me, and they were getting upset about the things that I've been doing and the progress that I've made and that I haven't stopped. Which, we're not stopping around here, ladies and gentlemen. We are not stopping. We are going full speed ahead. And the demons hate it. And they made it very known today that they have been upset with me. And what I'm trying to do here, which is empower people to prosper, by the way, and to live in accordance to God's laws, statutes, and commandments. And so, in the dream that I had, they were very upset. The demons were very upset. The demons that were in these family members or friends or people that I've known in the past were very upset as well. And they were going to try to do certain things to me, they said, to try to stop me because they don't want to see me succeed. And, you know, this is kind of an echo of what happened in the past here. And it was very interesting this morning. I woke up and I, you know, going to the gym, my routine, and my car wouldn't start. And so I got one of my neighbors to help me out. Shout out to my neighbor. Man, that dude was, he was on point today. Really needed him when he was there, and he was there. And, you know, we've been, we're not really friends, but we're not necessarily not acquaintances either. And so anyway, because I don't like to be too close to people in my community, but this guy I think is more or less one of the solid dudes around. And so he helped me jumpstart the car, and, you know, I did my thing. I had some errands to run as well. And so I wasn't sure if this was just going to be a, you know, a one-time thing or not with the battery, the car battery. Because I turned the key and it just stopped. There wasn't any clicking or anything, so I figured it wasn't the starter, wasn't this stuff. So, well, it had to be the battery, right? Either that or it's the alternator or whatnot. But the alternator should be good and the starter should be good. I don't know what it is. So anyway, on my way to the gym and such, and throughout running my errands, I almost got in a car accident twice, and praise God for not allowing that to happen, because man, that would have been pretty close. And people were just driving recklessly today. Holy moly, they were driving reckless. And so anyway, I end up going into the mechanic at one point, because the mechanic that I've got here, he's a pretty solid dude as well. He knows his stuff, and I've never had trouble with this guy. And he goes in, and well, I guess before that, I stopped at another place to get the battery checked out. This local shop for cars, and get it tested and all of that. Get the battery tested. Battery is at 0%, which usually means it's the alternator or something, right? And so he quotes me for an alternator, and, you know, purchase it now, it'll be X amount of money less than it would be if I waited another day or whatever. And, you know, the usual spiel. And I get it, you know, I get it. It's a business. You need to run the business, obviously. But anyway, I go to this mechanic, and it seems like the car just won't start without jumping the battery, because that's what happened at this place. I had to get the guy that was working there to jump it, so I took it back to the mechanic. And now this guy, after he checks it out for a while, he tells me that basically there was just a little bit of corrosion underneath the battery where we couldn't really see well. And the alternator doesn't need to be replaced, starter doesn't need to be replaced. And all of this is going to show that, you know, who knows what they're talking about anymore? Like, who really does know what they're talking about? Because these people, especially in the cars business and such, they should be, they should know certain things, right? Like, especially if you're working there and you're trying to diagnose something, the materials and the tools that you use probably need to be useful, right? Well, in this case, the local car shop wasn't trustworthy, apparently. And because he told me that it was the alternator based off of his equipment that he was using. And the mechanic that I've never really had a problem with, he just goes in, cleans it up a little bit, boom, car starts just fine. Car's been running well ever since he did a diagnostic on the starter, and the alternator looks like everything's okay. So what exactly, like, why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you about this? Because different people have different modes of being. And I asked this mechanic, this local mechanic that I trust here, I said, well, why do you think that, those equipments and that tool that the other guy used, said that it was the alternator. And he says, I don't really trust anything that I'm not seeing myself. So I don't know if I have a good answer for you. But other than that, and I said, well, man, it's just like, who can we trust then? Like, does anybody trust anybody nowadays? And that's the point, is that people that are set apart, that are actually unique in their own way, that are living a life to be better, they can be trusted. Because even if they are flawed, guess what? They're honest about their flaws. And they don't need to lie to you. So many people out here are just trying to lie to you to get money. So many people out here are just trying to lie to you so that, they can rob you before your very eyes. And then when you come back to them, be like, hey, doesn't look like this turned out to be this way. It looks like X was actually Y, not Y was Z, like you thought it was. And X wasn't, you guys get the point what I'm saying here. These people will lie straight to your face and expect you to believe them when they don't even believe what they're telling you, and they're just trying to take something from you. That's what's so cool about godly people. We don't take from people. We give. We expect a give and a take relationship, because it's not just about taking. If you don't have something to give, why are you even in any kind of relationship or profession? This is why I do what I do. This is why I talk in these videos about certain things and certain topics, because I know not a lot of other people are going to be talking about these kinds of things the way that I'm going to be talking about them. And I'm very confident in that. And I believe in myself. But more so than that, I believe in the Most High. And I don't even necessarily need to believe in the Most High, because I've seen His hand work. I've seen the way in which I can walk by faith and not by sight, and God rewards me for it. I don't need to see things in order to have faith. People will all the time say, well, seeing is believing. Is it? I'll believe it when I see it. Is that your mindset? Really? I know people that have a higher socioeconomic status, and not a lot, but a few, and they don't have a certain mindset that a lot of other people have, in the sense of, walking by faith and not by sight. These people walk by sight. They want results, and they'll get results. Believe that. They will get the results, but their souls are empty on the inside more often than not. I've met one guy that is a millionaire, more than a millionaire, I think, actually. I don't think he's technically a multimillionaire, but still, this guy was the most humble man I've ever met that had that kind of money. You would have never known that he had that kind of money. And the guy was he was chill. He looked like a rancher. He looked like an older rancher. Like that. That's what it was. Just a simple cowboy kind of a guy. And you'd never known that he had the money that he did. And those are the kinds of people that do walk by faith and not by sight. Because I know for a fact that guy did not get to where he was because he was ambitious in a way of where he just wanted to take things from people. He actually wanted to just provide a service in the most simplistic way so that he can provide the most for his family and for his longevity and his legacy, so that he can live an easy life, more or less. Is it kind of boring? From the sounds of it, it kind of was boring for a while, but he's made a lot of money on it, and now he can do what he really pleases, and he lives on his own terms. And I think that's what people that are truly unique and better, when I say you're more unique and better than anybody else I've known, this is a mindset that you have to have yourself. You have to believe that you're better, not in the sense that you're above or below anybody, but that you're better than you were yesterday. You're better than you knew any other point in your life. You're better today than you were at any other point. And that's the kind of mindset that you really do need to have if you want to not necessarily be successful, because people have different definitions of success. But if you want to really stick it to these demons out here and be who you're made to be, and most of all, please the Most High God. Not only do you have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in the mission that you're here to do. You have to believe in your purpose. Even on days like for me today, this was a challenging day for me because it was just obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. It doesn't help that the frickin' Jezebels are out to play. You know, they're trying to get attention every single frickin' second they can because I need the attention. Little do they know their attention doesn't really matter to me. Like, their attention isn't really worth much. Sure, they're attractive, but man, their souls are gross and they don't really carry themselves in a way in which I could say, oh yeah, that would be the mother of my future child. And it's like these women that think that they're so entitled to the greatness of worship, those aren't women that are actually unique and better. The women that are unique and better than the other women are the ones that are humble, that are quiet, and that take care of themselves in a way that they don't need to display it to other people in order for them to be healthy. Okay, there's a Christian singer, I think, at least she identifies herself as a Christian singer, Tori Kelly, and she has a song, I think it's called something like Unbreakable Smile or something. And there's lyrics in there that says something along the lines of I don't care if nobody knows. Oh, I don't care if only God knows I'm sexy because I'm not going to be like those other girls or something like that. I can't remember the exact lyrics. I haven't heard that for years. I don't know why I just thought of that, but that's just something to think about, you know. And these women out here, their attention isn't worth much because they're always giving it away. You know, that's one thing that they don't understand, that men of discernment and spiritual awareness look for and look at. And so in between all the car stuff and dealing with the Jezebels, and these Jezebels, like, it's like the devil just, and the dreams that I had last night, it was just the devil was attacking on all fronts today spiritually. And glad that I'm to the point now to where things have been resolved, because when there's a problem in my life, I just want to resolve it. I don't care what it is. It's like, there's a problem, fantastic, no problem. That's the way that I think about things. That's the way that I look at things. It's like, no, we're going to solve this. I don't want to even focus on anything else. If this is a problem, I need to address it now. I don't wait for the problem to just get bigger. That's not who I am. That's not what I advocate for people to do. And so I'm going to live my life in that way as well, because I don't think that's the right thing to do, is to just let problems, you know, fizzle into other problems and such. But anyways, guys, I hope this video was useful and insightful for you. And if you do want to join the Regal Change Academy, we have the Art of War class series coming up. It's a 7-week program and series. It's not technically like a program because, like, we're doing this for the first time as far as the Art of War series is concerned. And so we're going to meet once a week for 7 weeks, and we're going to read certain chapters of the Art of War and talk about them as a group and as a class, because this is going to be like an academy class, right? And the goal and the objective here is to identify not only how to maneuver more in the world and practically, but also spiritually, how we can spiritually manifest certain things and identify ways to move spiritually so that we can maneuver our troops, so to speak, in a way where we're not having to confront things and while we're knocked off balance, that is, right? So we also have the free Discord available for the Regal Change Academy, and I want to appreciate everybody that's been moving over from the YouTube platform over to X and Rumble. I appreciate your guys' extra support. And with all that being said, peace be with you all. Till next time.